Hello, Louisiana Beer Reviews. We're doing a beer that John and Nilly gave me. John and Nilly of Georgia Beer Reviews. Thank you, John and Nilly.
Thank you, John.
This is Back 40 Barrel Buster. Now let's see. This is an oatmeal stout aged in rum barrels with vanilla beans.
So not a ball buster, but a barrel buster.
Right. It's got a skull on it. It's from Alabama. It says, second generation Columbian rum barrels. Just like the rum busters who crashed the blockades of Prohibition, this beer is both aggressive and smooth. So it's showing an ice cream cone, a steak, and Alabama oysters. Guess that's what you compare it with.
Sounds like it just pairs well with rich things like rich oysters, meats, and other things that you might want to eat that are rich.
So it's exactly 4 months old. It was canned exactly 4 months to the day. It's got the little adhesive, you know, the shrink wrap can. I mean, it's like shrink wrap plastic over.
Yeah.
Over.
You always love to mention that.
I do. I'm fascinated
Always.
by labels.
Whenever there's a can that has shrink wrap on it, Jay's gonna let you know.
Well, just trying to give a good description of the product, you know.
Come on. Come cheat me on this. You had it before. I know you have.
No, I've never had this.
I saw the picture on Facebook.
Well, it must have been somebody hacked my account. I've never had this in my life.
It's you and John.
No, I never had this.
Okay.
All right. I never had this beer. I don't even think you did a review. Anyway,
It's dark.
thin white head, thin cream color, no, beige head, dark brown.
Lack of having a stout or porter glass, we put it in what I call a porter glass, which is, and some people might call these tulips.
No, it's not a tulip.
It's definitely not a tulip, but
It's a New Belgian glass.
it's a New Belgium. It's what I call basically a universal beer glass that's could pair as a wine glass.
Be a lot of wine. All right.
Yeah. This is a stout.
Oatmeal.
Stout.
The ABV on this oatmeal stout is 8.5. Yeah.
Okay.
Gadsden, Alabama.
So what I'm trying to do right now is
Went to a national wildlife refuge in Gadsden, Alabama. Really nice.
I'm trying to warm it right now because I think it's a little cold to drink.
Think?
It's ice cold. It came out of the cold region.
Hey, well,
They're freezing. So I'm gonna go ahead and let you go ahead and.
it's got some candy, sugar, smell like sugar. Strange. Little dark roasted malt.
So maybe they used brown.
Got dogs barking.
Got phones chiming.
Smells nice, sweet. Smells good. It's nothing, you know, too unusual. You've probably had the Samuel Smith's oatmeal stout from England.
Plenty times. Back before the craft beer
Explosion.
revolution.
And that was like 5%, I think. That was like a real
I mean,
mild.
if you really sit here and think about the beers that we really like as being really good beers before the so-called craft beer revolution, which was nothing more than people taking recipes and making their own beers because they said there were no good beers out there. There were lots of good beers
No
out there.
good beers out there.
Well, it's because they compare their own beers to macros. So
Okay.
there are lots of good beers, you know.
I didn't start drinking beer till February of 1996, so that's my reference point. I can only go from then to now.
I didn't start drinking beer until January of 1971, so that's my reference.
Right, I believe that. Well, I mean, I used to drink beer that my parents would give me when I was a 2 and 3 year old, but not on my own. You know what I mean? I didn't drink beer on my own as a toddler.
You drink it as a teenager?
No, I never did. Kids would go out and say, "We getting drunk." I'd be like, "Oh wow, I'm gonna go watch Doctor Who or whatever." I would watch. Well, I probably didn't really watch Doctor Who too much. More, my friend Thomas did. I mostly watched stuff like McNeil Lehrer NewsHour. But Yeah, it was pretty cool. I used to like Neil there and he was there. All right. And other shows like that.
It's really good. It's an oatmeal style. It's got that creamy viscous that you're looking for in an oatmeal
little
style.
cream, little.
It's going down really delicious. It's almost like a slight licorice going on with the cocoa background, chicory, coffee notes.
Yeah, I go along with that. Yep.
It's
Dark
a little
roasted.
cold.
A little cold.
A little cold. I wouldn't suggest drink. This would be really delicious if it was a slight. I'm not getting barrel aged with it. I'm just not really tasting it, and it's cold. If it was warmer, we'd probably get the barrel.
I think the rum barrels is coming through in that sweetness.
I think if it had some lactose in it, it'd be
milk stuff. I think it's coming through in the sweetness though. The rum barrel. I'm picking up a little rum barrel.
I'm not really a rum guy.
A little bit. I know you don't like rum.
I didn't say I didn't like it. I said I'm just not really a rum guy. Like, you give me a Bud Light, I'll drink it. Not gonna buy it. Just me.
I have actually proposed to do rum reviews at my house, and you said I don't like all that sweetness.
Cause it's sweet. You want to get a headache from drinking sweet stuff.
Yeah. So if you're sensitive to headaches, avoid it. I would say so. Yes. This is not super flavorful though.
It's just well
Honestly.
put together. There's a
I mean, it's well put together. There's no off flavors.
there's a taste line going on with and everything seems to be there and balanced. It's really good to have a beer where things are balanced. I've often said that. And with that said, zing.
It's balanced. Like there's no bitterness. It's not too sweet. It's kind of.
No, it's really good.
It's very good.
It's really good.
8.5. You got to watch out for these kind of things because we did the 16.2 and then luckily we did a 4.9 and now this is 8.5. So it can get a little complicated when you keep doing all of those. I don't know. Trying to figure out a score. I want to go through the mouthfeel and the finish though.
Sounds like you're conflicted.
No, not too much. It's kind of it's not really a slimy mouthfeel. Sometimes oatmeal would be like slimy, but it isn't like that.
It's creamy.
It isn't really creamy. It's a dry finish. Well, at least somebody's doing something. The body's not too heavy. It's a very light porter. Stout porter. It's not a heavy stout at all in the body. If you want a stout that's not too strong in a flavor or aroma, in other words, one that's very mild, this could work. It's mild. It's not bold. It's not like, loud, strong, intense, challenging. How can I?
Rasputin.
Oh yeah, it's nothing like that.
Right.
It's very mild. This would be good for like playing pool at a bar or something.
I think it'll go well with steak.
Back in the days when people used to be able to play
It's
pool
like it says on the side.
with steak.
Steak. Ice cream. You ever had an ice cream with stout in it? Ice cream.
A thin cut steak. Pan fried.
Have you ever had an ice cream float made with stout?
Yeah, I didn't like it because it was too much malt on malt. The ice cream malt with the stout malt, I don't like it.
There's malt in ice cream?
Yes.
You
That's
raw?
right. Oh yeah. I think I'll give it a 92. A minus.
I'm gonna go a lot higher than that. This is pretty balanced out. It's coming through kind of thin.
Porter like.
Yeah, porter-like. I like the way the flavors marry together. Because of the thinness, it's going to get a low score. So I'm gonna have to give it like a 94.
2-point differential, that's not a major deal. 9.2 to versus 9.4, not a big deal. I like it. It's good. If the price was right, I'd get it. If the price was wrong, I wouldn't.
But that said, probably time to end this beer review.
Yeah, he's cutting some wood out there. All right. So Lazy Les Bon Temps Relais.
Most let the good times roll.
Yeah, excellent beer. You're saying most excellent. He's cutting wood. And we're going to end this review by saying, y'all come on down to southeastern Louisiana.
And no one's cutting gas.
Right.